Imagine turning $0 into a real estate fortune. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But what if I told you it's not only possible, but people are doing it right now? In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the secret sauce that's helping ordinary folks, just like you and me, build wealth through real estate, without spending a dime of their own money. Curious? You should be. This could be the game changer you've been waiting for. So, are you ready to discover how to make your real estate dreams a reality, even if your wallet is as empty as a ghost town? Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share might just change your life. Let's start by talking about a concept called OPM, which stands for Other People's Money. This is a crucial strategy in real estate, and many successful investors, including Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, swear by it. The idea behind OPM is simple. Instead of using your own money to invest in real estate, you use someone else's money. How do you do that? Your job is to find great real estate opportunities and present them to potential investors. These could be friends, family members, private lenders, or even people you meet at networking events. The key here is to build trust by being transparent about your plans and the potential return on their investment. You want to show them why this deal will make them money. For example, let's say you find a property that's undervalued because it needs some repairs. You don't have the cash to buy it, but you know it's a good deal. What do? You approach an investor. This could be a family member or someone you met at a real estate investment club, and explain the opportunity. You might say, look, this property is worth $200,000, but it's being sold for $150,000 because it needs $30,000 in repairs. If we put in the work, we can sell it for $250,000 and split the profit. By being clear about the numbers and the plan, you can convince someone to fund the deal for you. Networking is critical here. Consider joining real estate investment clubs, attending meetups, or participating in online forums. The more people you know, the more opportunities you'll have to find investors. And remember, the more deals you bring to the table, the more people will trust you, which means more money will flow your way. Now, let's move on to another strategy that might surprise you. Seller financing. This is a little like finding a shortcut in a video game. Instead of going through a bank to get a loan, the seller becomes the lender. This means you pay the seller directly, cutting out the middleman. Let's break it down with an example. You find a house worth $250,000, but the seller still owes $150,000 on their mortgage. Instead of trying to get a loan from the bank, you make a deal with the seller. You agree to take over their mortgage payments and pay a bit extra each month. You also negotiate to buy the property outright in, say, 5 years for $220,000. In that time, the house might increase in value to $300,000. When you finally buy it, you've gained $80,000 in equity without having to put much money down. What's great about seller financing is its flexibility. You can negotiate just about every part of the deal: monthly payments, interest rates, the final purchase price, everything. This is especially helpful if you're just starting out and need to keep your upfront costs low. Another strategy to consider is called wholesaling. This is a fantastic way to get involved in real estate without actually buying any properties. Here's how it works. You find a property that's being sold for less than what it's worth, you put it under contract, and then you sell that contract to another buyer for a higher price. You make a profit without ever owning the property. Let's look at an example. You find a distressed house that's worth $200,000, but the owner is willing to sell it for $150,000 because they want to get rid of it quickly. You put the house under contract and agree to buy it for $150,000. But instead of buying it yourself, you find an investor who's willing to buy the house for $170,000. You assign the contract to them and pocket the $20,000 difference. In this scenario, you never owned the house, but you made $20,000 by connecting the seller with the buyer. Wholesaling is a great way to get started because it's low risk. You don't need much money, and you can learn a lot about the market and real estate in general. Plus, once you get good at it, it can lead to bigger and more profitable deals in the future. Another method you can use is getting a hard money loan. These are loans from private lenders who are more interested in the property's potential than your credit score. If you find a great deal but don't have the cash or the credit to get a traditional mortgage, a hard money loan can help you close the deal. For example, let's say you find a fixer-upper for $100,000, and after $30,000 in renovations, it'll be worth $200,000. A hard money lender might give you the money to buy and fix the property, as long as they believe the property has enough value. You'll pay higher interest rates, But if you can flip the property quickly, it's a great way to get started. And of course, we can't forget the power of networking. Real estate is not just about what you know, it's also about who you know. Going to meetups, conferences, and connecting with other investors is key to finding deals, investors, and learning from others. Your network is one of your most valuable assets. The relationships you build can lead to joint ventures, partnerships, or opportunities you never thought possible. If you're serious about growing in real estate without much money up front, you might also want to look into real estate syndication. This is when a group of investors comes together to buy larger properties, like apartment complexes or shopping centers. Instead of doing everything on your own, you pool resources with other people to buy bigger properties. For example, let's say you and 10 other investors each put in $50,000. Together, you have $500,000 to invest, which lets you buy a much larger property than you could afford on your own. The great thing about syndication is that you can be a passive investor, meaning you don't have to find the deal, negotiate the price, or manage the property. You just contribute your money, or money from someone else using OPM, and you share in the profits. Syndication is a fantastic way to get involved in large-scale real estate without having to do all the work yourself. Plus, it allows you to diversify your investments. Instead of putting all your money into one property, you can spread it across several, which reduces your risk. Another smart strategy is using lease options. This is a clever way to get control of a property with little or no money down. Here's how it works. You lease a property with the option to buy it later. A portion of your rent goes toward the purchase price. So over time, you build equity in the property. After a few years, you can qualify for a traditional mortgage and buy the property outright. In the meantime, the property may have increased in value, which means you're buying it for less than it's worth. For example, let's say you lease a house for $1,500 a month, with $300 of that going toward the purchase price. After 3 years, you've accumulated $10,800 in equity. If the house is now worth $250,000, but you have the option to buy it for $220,000, you've gained $30,000 in value simply by waiting. If you don't want to deal with all the hassles of managing real estate, you can also try real estate crowdfunding. Websites like Fundrise or Realty Mogul let you invest in real estate projects with as little as $500. You join other investors to fund big projects and share in the profits. This is a passive investment strategy, which means you don't have to be involved in the day-to-day management of the properties. You can keep your regular job while letting your money work for you. Another strategy is called subject to. This is when you take over a seller's existing mortgage payments without officially assuming the loan. The loan stays in the seller's name, but you take control of the property. This can be a great way to acquire real estate without needing to qualify for a new mortgage. For example, let's say a homeowner is struggling to make their mortgage payments. You could offer to take over the payments and eventually buy the property. The seller benefits because they get out of a difficult situation, and you benefit because you get control of the property without having to go through the traditional mortgage process. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, is the value of networking in real estate. The relationships you build can lead to investment opportunities, partnerships, and deals you might not have found on your own. Attend networking events, seminars, and meetups, and connect with other investors. These relationships can lead to joint ventures, off-market deals, and insider knowledge that gives you an edge in the competitive world of real estate. In conclusion, investing in real estate without any money up front isn't just possible, it's how many of today's top investors got started. By using strategies like OPM, seller financing, wholesaling, and real estate syndication, you can build a real estate portfolio from scratch. The key is to be creative, flexible, and always willing to learn. And remember, education is critical to your success in real estate. The market is always changing, so you need to keep up with new trends and regulations. There are plenty of online resources, from courses and books to podcasts and YouTube channels where experienced investors share their insights. One final piece of advice: be patient. Not every deal will make you rich overnight. Sometimes you'll have to wait to see the value of a property increase or to build up enough rental income to make a profit. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away. Stay focused, keep learning, and trust the process. With these strategies, you can see that there are many ways to invest in real estate without having a lot of money up front. From using other people's money to lease options, crowdfunding, and more, The opportunities are endless. The most important thing is to stay creative, flexible, and always be on the lookout for the next great deal. Now it's time for action. Don't let this valuable information go to waste. Here's what you need to do next. Subscribe to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with more real estate investing tips and strategies. Share this video. If you found this information helpful, share it with friends or family who might be interested in real estate investing. Knowledge is power and sharing is caring. Leave a comment. What strategy resonated with you the most? Do you have any questions? Let us know in the comments below. Your feedback helps us create content that's most valuable to you. Take the first step. Choose one strategy from this video and start researching how to implement it. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Remember, real estate investing is a journey, not a destination. Start small, learn continuously, and don't be afraid to take calculated risks. Your future self will thank you for the actions you take today. Until next time, happy investing.